Where do we stand and what are the major challenges that we're facing when it comes to use of UAVs?
Currently, you are seeing flights are damaging and falling down, and pilots are dying because of engine failures and all. If we introduce the IVHN system in the engines or the wings of an aircraft, it will be very less chances of failuring of an aircraft in a particular location.
Is there any sort of advanced tech that's just going to have an inclusion in our current systems and make lives easier?
Battery systems, they are adopting that integrated vehicle monitoring.
Yes.
So there are some vendors, they're giving the batteries to the customers for the UAVs and drones, and they already have an app in their own mobiles, and they can check how's customer using and what is the real-time monitoring of the batteries. So
Yes.
while drones are flying on the air, they can monitor it on the ground using that app. So this is where technology is going on.
Is it risky after a point, or do you see a lot of scope with inclusion of AI? Welcome to Tech Udan, where conversations take flight with innovation and technology. My name is Supriya, and we are here on the buzzing floor of Drone Expo 2026 at Bengaluru. Today, in this episode, we have with us a very, very special guest. I'm very happy I'm getting to do this collab with her. This is a very special moment for Tech Udan because today we have aerospace control system engineer and analog astronaut Prakriti Prakash with us. Welcome, Prakriti, to Tech Udan, a collab that's finally happening with you.
Yeah.
How are you liking it here in this new setup?
Yeah, thank you so much for the welcoming and for the collaboration. So, yeah, it's very nice to hear to explore more about the drone technologies. I really appreciate that India is booming in the field of UAVs and drone technologies. So, yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
You mentioned before we started that you have been looking at, our previous episodes of Tech Udan.
Yeah.
What did you think about them? I have to know.
Yeah, actually, this is a great initiative for there are many podcasts for the different fields, but it's very needed for the UAVs and aerospace field that you guys are doing a technical, podcast. It's very good initiative. I will appreciate on that. And yeah, you guys are doing a great job.
Before we jump into talking about UAVs and the new tech that probably even you are working with, I'd actually like to know what got you into this field? What inspired you to be who you are today?
Yeah. Actually, when I was in my 10th standard, I started to solve NASA challenges in a global level. So from then I got the interest in the aerospace field and this UAVs. So first, when I started to solve the challenges in Herox platforms, I think you guys all know that global platform. NASA Tournament Lab is associated with that platform. So first I failed in the challenges, solving challenges. Then I thought like, no, I'm not capable of doing that. Then I again started to solve the challenges. Then I got the 4th place in the global level of solving the challenges on the aerospace field and UAVs. And along with that, after solving many years, I got one team from USA to solve the many challenging, problems in aerospace fields. So we got 1st place in global level, and I received one poster from NASA for that. And some prize monies also they distributed for our team. So that's very, even I like to tell this story to everyone who are looking in the opportunities of aerospace and UAVs field, and they're thinking, no, we are not enough for to solve all this. So so I'm from a very remote area, so I'm able to do that. So you guys also can able to do this. So I can say this is where I started my interest in doing that. So after I jumped into the astronautical field and I trained as an analog astronaut, I can say that I am the first analog astronaut trainee girl from the Karnataka.
Wow.
And that was a very, good experience in the Poland, Krakow. I trained in the AITC training center in Krakow, Poland. So yeah, we actually trained as a real, astronaut environment. Yeah, that's
Wow.
all.
That's actually very inspiring as well, Prakriti.
Yeah.
Now, moving on, as you are into the whole space of UAVs, I'd actually like to ask you today, in 2026, as a country, where do we stand and what are the major challenges that we're facing when it comes to, the use of UAVs and actually incorporating them in different fields in our country?
Yeah. Actually, when it comes to what are the challenges that we are facing in our drone systems or UAVs field, I can say that lack of AI and ML thing in the industry, and I can also say that IVHM. Currently, you are seeing many, flights are damaging and they're, falling down, and pilots are dying because of the engine failures and all. If we introduce the IVHM system in the engines or the wings of an aircraft, it will be very less, the chances of failuring of an aircraft in a particular location.
Could you also help us with the full form of IVHM?
Yes, it's an integrated vehicle health monitoring system.
Right.
So especially for the subsystems of an flights or UAVs, we can introduce it to every subsystem of that. It will help us to monitor real-time temperature maybe, or real-time what are the faults, sensor faults it's happening, and actuator faults. Actuator is, comes under the wings. So what are the faults is happening, we can monitor in real time itself.
Right.
So it will be useful for the on-ground staffs to monitor what are the fault is happening, and the onboard, pilots to check the system's faults. So it will save human life as well as the machines.
That's amazing. May I ask, how old is this tech for us, like IVHM? Is it fairly a very new technology that's being incorporated?
Actually, IVHM technology has been, writing from the research paper. It's in the research paper.
Yeah.
Currently, since I have already told you, like India is booming in the field of UAVs and, adopting AI and ML systems in their aerospace technologies. They're now adopting this technology, especially I can say as a Paninian, like our company, Paninian Aerospace, is adopting this IVHM systems in our aerospace structures, and we are working on that. Especially, and we are collaborating with National Instruments for that, for the real-time integrations of the hardware and software for that.
So clearly, this is going to be quite a big help in making sure that there's more safety when it comes to
Yes.
flights in UAVs in
Yes.
the near future.
Yes, yes.
May I also know, what do you think of AI being integrated into, UAVs and,
Yes.
of course,
Yes.
upping flight tech as
Yes,
well?
yes.
AI is everywhere, but
Yeah.
we've also learned regulation is
Yes.
utterly important, be it any kind of new tech.
Yes.
Is it risky after a point, or do you see a lot of scope with inclusion of AI?
Yeah, let me come to that point. Like, as you told that whether it's a risky or not.
Yeah.
Like AI and ML, it's currently a booming sector. Like it's applicable in every field now.
Yeah.
So why not in aerospace? Because in every field, it's showing its capability. AI is showing its capability. When it comes to aerospace, it's like a machine learning we have to do for the machines. For example, you have a historical data of an engine. So you know for many years how engine is working, like at what time and at what point the engine is failuring. So we have a sort of historical data
Right.
with us. So once we introduce that historical data to our ML machines, so it will train like using different ML machines, like ML applications like LMSs, machine learning applications. We can train the machines actually using that AI and machine learning. We can train the model that these are the historical data, and you can predict this kind, what are the future damage to that particular component, we can predict it. So
Right.
that's why where AI ML comes under. So since this is a booming sector and everyone is trusting it, it's already showing its capability. So many countries, like, they are already upgrading their machines into hardware plus AI now. Okay, compatibility to AI. So yeah, that's where like we have to train the model, particularly with the AI and the ML things, by giving the historical data, and it will completely get ready to predict the default or faults in a particular sensor or in an engine.
So AI is essential,
Yes.
not just here, everywhere.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. Before I jump on to my final question with you, is there any sort of advanced tech that you're looking forward to? Any sort of, something that's just going to have an inclusion in our current systems and make lives easier? Would you like to share something like that with us?
Yeah, I would like to share something about the digital twins and the COTS compatible, chips designs, own chip designs for our UAVs, like own flight controller units, like which is, customizable for our own requirements for the UAVs and drones itself. And come to the point of digital twins. Digital twins is like a integration of physical data what we are getting currently under the engines or near to the actuators or near to the temperatures and navigation sector. We have a lot of sensors like
Yeah.
in the field of aerospace or aviation. We have a lot of sensors in hardware like temperature or humidity, pressure. These are the very huge important factors that will play important role in measuring the real physical data. So these physical data will be integrated with the predictive, models, as I told you. I'll give you one example regarding this digital twin so that you can understand it very easily.
Sure.
So, for example, you think that one engine will be there.
Yeah.
So you can say that bearers will be there. Some very remote area near to the engines. You can't put any
Access it.
sensors.
Yeah.
Put any sensors over there in that remote area. So what you can do is like you can place some sensors near to that remote area. So by getting the physical parameters or physical quantity, the data from the nearest sensors, you can predict what is happening there.
Yeah.
So this is what digital twins comes under.
Got it.
So this is how like we can predict and we can according to that data we can check their status, like whether it's a normal or in dangerous or we need to do some repair of that engine. So this
Got
is
it.
where digital twin comes. So I hope this is the field where India should work on to safeguard our machines and flights and pilots also.
Well, that's actually a very, very important thought for sure. With that, my final question: how are you liking Drone Expo, and how has your experience been so far before you took the chair of Tech Udan?
Yeah, actually, this is very nice. Like I got to know more about the UAVs, and I walked down there and I observed one thing that I already told you about the integrated vehicle health monitoring.
Yes.
There for the battery systems, they are adopting that integrated vehicle monitoring.
Yes.
So there are some vendors, they're giving the batteries to the customers for the UAVs and drones, and they already have an app in their own mobiles and they can check how's customer using and what is the real-time monitoring of the batteries. So while your drones are flying on the air, they can monitor it on the ground using that app. So this is where technology is going on. So yeah, India is also giving many startups that they are innovating in a different way, especially on the UAVs and the drone technology, and that's very nice to talk with them and to understand their capabilities and understand their innovations. So yeah, this is very nice experience.
Absolutely. We always have experienced Drone Expo as a floor of, industry engagement, people learning about new innovations and technology. And at the same time, it's been a pleasure having you here at Drone Expo in Tech Udan with me, finally having a conversation.
Yeah.
What a wonderful chat with you, Prakriti.
Yeah.
Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for this, host. Like Tech Udan is doing a very good job. I can say that. I have come across here and I observed, before coming here on here expo, like I observed your, content in the online.
Yes.
So it's going very good and very all the best for your Tech Udan podcast.
That really means a lot to us,
Yes,
to the
yes.
entire team.
Yes.
Thank you, Prakriti.
Yeah, thank
Keep
you.
watching Tech Udan for more such videos.